Thursday, 9th of June 2015. Paper highlights. First, let's look at the paper highlights from Daily Mirror. Cabinet agrees on 20th A. UNP proposal on number of MPs accepted. Cabinet at a special session yesterday decided to draft legislation by Friday to implement electoral reforms as the 20th Amendment to the Constitution. Though it had been proposed to increase the number of MPs to 255, Cabinet finally decided to maintain the number at 225 as at present, as insisted upon by the United National Party. Cabinet instructed the Elections Commissioner and the legal draftsman to formulate the new legislation and submit it to President Maithripala Sirisena by Friday. Both the officials were present during yesterday's meeting. The UNP had throughout been opposed to any increase in the number of MPs. Ultimately, the entire cabinet had accepted the UNP proposal. The Mahajan Exat Peramuna, an opposition party, had also opposed any increase. It's now proposed to elect 125 MPs from the constituencies, 75 according to the proportional representation system by district, and the remaining 25 from the national list under the new system. Another highlight from Daily Mirror. MS wants all parties to declare stand on reforms. President Maithripala Sirisena requested all political parties to come forward within the next few days and declare their respective positions on the proposed electoral reforms. Another highlight from Daily Mirror. Gotabaya's FR petition. SC clarifies the stay order. The Supreme Court yesterday clarified that the interim order staying the arrest of former Defence Secretary Gotabaya Rajapaksa would only apply to the 4 alleged incidents specifically mentioned in the petition, and that his arrest couldn't be made by 3 of the respondents, namely the IGP, the Director of CID and the DIG of the FCID. More highlights from Daily Mirror. Justice Wanasundara saddened by allegations. Supreme Court Judge Eva Wanasundara yesterday informed court that she was severely saddened by various allegations leveled against her soon after the interim order was issued in respect of a fundamental rights petition filed by the former Defence Secretary. Another highlight from Daily Mirror. D.V. Uppul remanded. Southern Provincial Council Minister D.V. Uppul, who was arrested by the CID yesterday over his alleged threats regarding the Police Financial Crimes Investigation Division officers, was remanded till tomorrow by Colombo Chief Magistrate Gihan Pilapitiya. The CID interrogated the Provincial Minister over his threat to stone to death the police officers of the FCID. More highlights from Daily Mirror. Basil's bail application to be heard on June 15th. The Colombo High Court yesterday fixed for June 15th the hearing to consider the revision application filed by former Economic Development Minister Basil Rajapaksa, who sought bail from the High Court. Mr. Rajapaksa sought an order from the High Court against the Kaduvela magistrate's refusal to grant him bail. Another highlight from Daily Mirror. Namal asked to come to CID to give statement. Former President Mahinda Rajapaksa's eldest son, MP Namal Rajapaksa, has been asked to present at CID headquarters on June 12th to give a statement. Mr. Rajapaksa tweeted, just received notice to be present at the CID on June 12th to record a statement, but no information has been given as to the reason. Another highlight from Daily Mirror. I'm not the politician the country wants. Shavin Bandarunayaka. Shavin Bandarunayaka Kariyavasam, the son of the former CJ Shirani Bandarunayaka, says that he is not the kind of politician that this country wants now but may need some date. When asked in an interview with Daily Mirror as to whether Namal Rajapaksa had responded to his Facebook comment on a status by Namal, he said he hadn't and that the appropriate response would be an apology. Another highlight from Daily Mirror. MP signatures on no faith motion genuine. Nimal Siripala. We are ready to debate the no confidence motion instead of talk of dissolution. It should be debated. Opposition leader Nimal Siripala de Silva yesterday rejected the government allegations that some of the opposition members had not signed the no confidence motion against Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe. Another highlight from Daily Mirror. Mangala violated penal code by voting for gay rights. Wimal. Legal action should be taken against Foreign Affairs Minister Mangala Samaravira for violating Sri Lanka's penal code by voting in favor of gay rights at the UN. National Freedom Front leader Wimal Veerawangsa said yesterday. Now let's move to the paper highlights from Ceylon today. Former intelligence chief and Dan TV head under probe. Colombo Additional Magistrate Nishantha Pieris yesterday yesterday allowed FCID to probe all the accounts of former intelligence chief Kapila Gamini Hendavitharana, who is accused of depositing money in foreign banks. Another highlight from Ceylon today. SC holds Gota cannot be arrested. The Supreme Court yesterday ruled that former Defence Secretary Gotabaya Rajapaksa cannot be arrested for purported allegations mentioned in the Fundamental Rights Petition now before court. This order followed when the Attorney General's Department filed a motion regarding the Fundamental Rights Petition filed by the former Defence Secretary. The motion was taken up before Justices Eva Wanasundara and Sarath D. Abru. Another highlight from Ceylon today. Namal summoned to CID. Namal Rajapaksa was summoned to the CID in connection with the incident in which a commando corporal armed with a pistol tried to get into close proximity of President Maithripala at an SLFP rally at Angunakola Pelassa on 25th April. The MP who was with the corporal was summoned to the CID to record his statement. Another highlight from Ceylon today. Lankan behind terror plot against the US and Israel. Malaysian authorities have shared with India the interrogation and other details pertaining to a Sri Lankan national who had been arrested in that country on the charge of conspiring to carry out terror strikes on the US and Israeli consulates in South India. The interrogation report suggests that 47-year-old Mohammad Hussein had admitted he was part of the conspiracy and had promised Zakir Hussain, his compatriot, to help reach 2 suicide bombers to the southern coast from Maldives, official sources said. More highlights from Ceylon today. D.V. Uppul remanded till June 10th. Southern Provincial Minister D.V. Uppul was remanded till 10th June by Colombo Chief Magistrate Gihan Pilapitiya yesterday. Another highlight from Ceylon today. 20th A gets Cabinet's nod. The Cabinet of Ministers approved the 20th Amendment to the Constitution dealing with electoral reforms last night with additional amendments. Deputy Foreign Minister Ajit P. Pereira said he added the Department of Elections will prepare the bill and send it again to the Cabinet. The Cabinet decided to stick to 225 MPs, although there were widespread speculations that the number of MPs in Parliament will be increased to 255 MPs. Now let's see the paper highlights from Daily News. Cabinet approves 20th A. PM retains 225 member legislature. 125 MPs to be elected under first past the post system. Legal draftsman Elections Commissioner called in. 25 members to be appointed on the national list. 75 MPs under district PR. President assures justice for minority parties. Current general election to be held under the prevailing PR system. The Cabinet last night gave its nod to the 20th Amendment dealing with electoral reforms. After considering arguments presented by members representing the UNP, the SLFP and the SLMC, the Cabinet finally decided to proceed with a legislature of 225 MPs. The 225 MP legislature was the stand taken by the UNP and the SLFP, which earlier lobbied for a legislature of 255 MPs, finally agreed to compromise. Now let's see another highlight from Daily News. Gota can be arrested on other alleged offences, SC, except those included in FR petition. The court, however, bars IGP, CID, FCID from arresting him. The Supreme Court yesterday said that former Defence Secretary Gotabaya Rajapaksa could be arrested if there were allegations except the ones included in the Fundamental Rights Petition filed by him. The Supreme Court further said other than those respondents mentioned in the petition, with IGP, Director CID and Director FCID, other officials could arrest him. The court, however, bars IGP, CID, FCID from arresting him. Justice Wanasundara expresses shock. Making a statement in open court yesterday, Supreme Court Judge Justice Eva Wanasundara said that she was shocked and saddened when false and unfounded allegations were directed against her over the interim court order given preventing the arrest of former Defence Secretary Gotabaya Rajapaksa. Another highlight from Daily News. Jaffna mob violence. 33 suspects granted bail. Jaffna Magistrate P. Sivakumar yesterday ordered the release of 33 suspects on surety bail of Rs 2 lakhs each. The police on May 20th arrested for unruly behaviour at the Jaffna Court complex. Another highlight from Daily News. Acting CJ. Supreme Court Judge Chandra Ekanayaka was sworn in as the acting Chief Justice before President Maithripala Sirisena at the Presidential Secretariat last morning. Another highlight from Daily News. Only present Parliament equipped to pass 20th A. Dilan. All 127 UPFA parliamentarians will extend their support to the 20th Amendment to the Constitution, UPFA MP Dilan Pereira said. Another highlight from Daily News. NCM against PM cannot be condoned, Asgiri Mahanayaka. At a time when a national government headed by the President and the Prime Minister is in operation, the action taken by a group of opposition MPs to table a no-confidence motion against the Prime Minister can never be condoned, said Most Venerable Galagama Sri Attadasi Mahanayaka Thera of the Asgiriya chapter. Another highlight from Daily News. Basil's revision application to be heard on June 15th. The Colombo High Court yesterday decided to take up the revision application filed by former Economic Development Minister Basil Rajapaksa on June 15th. Another highlight from Daily News. Lal Kanta wants a rethink on Sampur. The authorities should reconsider the proposed coal power plant in Sampur due to environmental concerns and complications related to the resettlement of the displaced persons, Janata Vimukti Paramuna member K.D. Lal Kanta said. We brought you the paper highlights from today's newspapers and we will bring you more tomorrow.